Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 1 hour time frame for Bitcoin, because right here you can see a bullish divergence that is playing out in the charts right now. Now, typically, in the case that you don't know, a bullish divergence happens after a move to the downside, where we make a lower low in the price and a higher low in the RSI momentum indicator. And usually what you'll see after confirming a bullish divergence is either some choppy sideways price action or potentially some bullish momentum. And most of the time you will see a break from all of the bearish price action on the time frame that the bullish divergence confirms on. So at least for now, in the immediate short term, we have already seen a little bit of bullish momentum. And I do think it is likely that we are going to continue to either see something like this until we actually reach the next level of resistance, which in the immediate short term here, taking a look at the 4 hour time frame, is actually right here at the 0.5 Fibonacci level, sitting at 59.5K, which could act as a short-term level of resistance. And yes, we can get a rejection from here. One other thing you could be looking out for in terms of a rejection is something like this, where already we have touched this. So you could be looking out for a potential rejection in the immediate short term. But in the case we break out above this, then likely we will be heading up to this next level of resistance that I just mentioned. And in terms of support to the downside, if we actually get that rejection, you could look towards the 0.382 Fibonacci level, sitting at 57,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. However, if we take a look at the bigger support and resistance levels for Bitcoin on this 4 hour time frame, once again, you can see that recently we have basically just been bouncing between this big level of resistance and this big level of support. So between 60 to 62.4K and 58 down to 56,000 US dollars as a level of support, where again, yesterday we saw another rejection that I warned about, and we fell straight into this big level of support that I also mentioned. And so far, we are just seeing a bounce from this exact level of support. Next up, taking a look at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map. First of all, on this 24-hour time frame, right here you can see that there's quite a bit of liquidity sitting at 59,000 US dollars all the way up to 59.2K. So potentially we could be grabbing this liquidity, especially with the 1 hour bullish divergence that is currently playing out for Bitcoin. So this is something you could be looking out for as a short-term price target if we actually end up breaking that descending line of resistance. However, in terms of liquidity to the downside, we also have a little bit of liquidity right here at 57.6K. So again, if we see another rejection back down, this is a potential level that you could be looking out for in the Bitcoin price. Moving on to the 3-day time frame for Bitcoin, right here, again, you have that liquidity that I just talked about. However, in comparison to the bigger level of liquidity right here at 60.4K, this level of liquidity at about 59K becomes a lot less significant. And that is why it is important to take a look at the different time frames, because of course there are very important differences between the different time frames. So again, make sure you understand the differences. Either way, on the higher time frame here, the 3-day time frame, we have most of the liquidity to the upside. However, there is also quite a bit of liquidity to the downside here, as low as about 56.5K. So just like I mentioned on the 24-hour time frame, if you now start to see a rejection in the charts and the technical analysis pointing to the downside, then you could be looking towards levels like this as potential price targets, because it would be quite likely that Bitcoin is going to grab that level of liquidity, just like I mentioned in yesterday's video as well, where I said there's liquidity to the downside as well, and then we ended up grabbing this liquidity here, right? So it is exactly the same thing today. So it's a little bit of a shorter video here today, but of course with Bitcoin literally trading sideways for 10 days, at some point you have kind of discussed everything. So if you want to get a deeper analysis, you could also check out some of my older videos from the past week or so. One last thing I wanted to mention here is the Road to 1 Million community on Discord. And this is a very active community of people that are trading crypto every single day and just sharing their analysis, discussing the price action every single day. So if you want to get access to this, it's completely free and you can join it with the first link in the video description. So come check it out, guys. And hopefully I see you soon in the community here. Regardless, if you do end up joining or not, thank you for watching once again. And I will see you tomorrow in the next one.